Across to our guest, joining us is Tuhin Sina, national spokesperson of BJP. M.R. Venkatesh, advocate, is with us. A. Sarvanan, national spokesperson of DMK, is with us. We have advocate Ahmed Ayaz, I beg your pardon, political analyst. Nikhil Jain is with us, political analyst. Let me start first and foremost with Nikhil Jain. Nikhil Jain, the court has come out to say that attempts to demoralize and demean the judiciary with the might of power has also surfaced. They've invoked the Latin phrase fiat justitia ruat caelum. Let justice be done, though the heavens fall. Given that the entire India bloc wanted Justice Swaminathan impeached, are you now going to invoke same impeachment proceedings against these two judges as well?
Madhav, first of all, I made it clear in your debates a month ago that the impeachment motion, removal motion that was moved forward by the opposition with regards to the previous judge was not in reference to the particular judgment that he had given. It was an event in a series of events wherein there were multiple complaints by former judges, members of the bar and others about the judge being partisan, and there are various judgments on record where he has deviated from binding precedent of the Madras High Court and I think in some cases also the Supreme Court. So let's not mix the two, number one. Number two, this judgment from the division bench of the Madras High Court I think is a fabulous, beautiful judgment that would be taught to law students for years to come as a landmark case for the legal concept. It's a legal concept that I'm talking about. As coined by Jeremy Bentham, it's the concept of legal fiction, wherein courts decide or rule on a particular issue despite there being no evidence, no legal backing for something, and the court invents something. It's called legal fiction. It's a proper concept. Because in this particular case, the state is saying that the Deepam was not lit at this particular store. The temple management is saying the same thing. There are other parties which are saying the same thing. But some private individuals just claiming to be devotees, they say no, the Deepam should be lit here, despite the fact that for the past several decades it's been lit elsewhere. And there is nothing in record, there is no evidence on record to prove that this new pillar is the one where originally this tradition happened. Yet the court has for some reason...
So the court is wrong. So you believe that the High Court is wrong? That is your point of view. Nevertheless, whether you're proceeding with the impeachment proceedings...
I see it as an interference in religion. I honestly see it as an interference in religion.
The court has said that the state government has completely failed to protect the law and order. Let's also look at that. You know, a few people gathering together and lighting the Deepatun is not going to disturb the law and order. The mighty court has enough at its hand. The mighty state has enough at its hand is what the court has observed. And let me bring in Sarvanan on this. Sarvanan? Is the DMK now going to push for these two judges also to be impeached?
Yeah. See, I think it is not in the right spirit when you talk of impeachment proceedings in such frivolous way. And the impeachment proceedings against the earlier judge was not brought on
your party has moved the impeachment proceeding. You were part of an earlier debate.
All these events.
It is your party that has initiated the impeachment proceedings, is it not?
That's what I'm referring, right? Yes.
So why should the same yardstick not apply here?
For what reasons? Not because he gave judgment in this case. No, that's what I'm saying. The impeachment was not for giving judgment in this case. That's what I'm saying. The complaint on this impeachment motion predates this judgment. It was given in August 2024, 2025. So
the fact is
nothing to link these two.
The fact is you moved it after the order. The fact is that it came to the parliament much after this order. Whenever you may have initiated it, it came to light only after this order. And this is the final nail in the coffin is what your people have also stated.
See, that's what. See, that's what. You may attribute so many other reasons. But there is a thing called fact, a factual position. And the factual position remains something else. And the question is this. Whose prerogative is to maintain law and order? It is the prerogative of the state government. In 2014, the ADMK government led by Madam Jayalalitha refused to allow Deepam to be lit there. In 2017, Mr. Edappadi Palanichami, the ADMK chief minister then, opposed a move for Deepam to be lit in the place where they wanted to be lit now. And 2025, suddenly BJP wakes up. They sleep all these 5 years. On the eve of the elections, they wake up, file a petition through their acolyte, and all of them go and gangbang. They go and descend.
Mr. Sarvanan, who is sleeping and who is dreaming, I think the court has adjudicated. But let me read it out for the benefit of our viewers. The High Court has made a very scathing remark. It says that it's ridiculous and hard to believe The fear of the mighty state that by allowing representatives of the Devasthanam to light the lamp at the stone pillar near top of the hill located within its territory of Devasthanam land on a particular day in a year will cause disturbance to public peace. Of course, this may happen only if such disturbance is sponsored by the state itself. So the court has held the state responsible.
Now, what gives the court
See,
to write
that's
cast
what.
aspersions on this?
It will not be.
Question for Sarvanan. Sarvanan, please answer.
Is the question to me?
Yes, answer.
Yeah. See, that's what this view of the judge is erroneous. The judge ought not to have come to this conclusion, because ultimately what's happening on the ground is felt by the police officers. They are the best persons to take into account, find out what is happening and come to a conclusion, take decisions on the spot. It is very easy for somebody to sit somewhere else and comment on situations based on an affidavits. But when real and live things are happening, it is the officer who is there on the ground who is best suited to take decisions. So law and order
this is what the court is saying. The court has gone further, projecting as if such congregation will cause disturbance to peace, stampede, disharmony among communities, either exposure of incapacity or to maintain law and order, or hesitant to bring harmony amongst the communities. You allege that BJP is communal. What is preventing your government or district administration from holding talks and settling the issue,
Yes.
Sarvanan?
Yeah, see, 100 years. 100 years, this is the status quo. And suddenly, some devotee, some political party leader who has suddenly found his new love for Lord Muruga wakes up, files a petition, and suddenly 100 years, what has happened has to vanish. And everybody will say, oh, the state government can handle this. See, there is precedence. N number of times. This is the consistent stand taken by the courts after independence in India, that Deepam should not be lit there.
Well,
Deepam should be lit in the
absolutely.
place where
If I
it
can
is lit
remind you,
now.
Ram Mandir
So
issue
this
also
is the
was
stand.
being disputed for
somebody-
several centuries.
When they already
But
there
let
is a
me bring in MR Venkatesh. MR Venkatesh, is there an attempt